Welcome to Edison TV. I'm here with Hanno Pengilly, Chief Development Officer of Ncondezi. Hanno, thanks very much for joining us. Please tell us first of all a little bit more about what Ncondezi does.
Sure, no, pleasure. Ncondezi is a London-listed company, currently has a market cap of about £30 million. Our project is located in the north of Mozambique, which is the energy generation hub of the country. We are looking at a thermal coal-fired power station located very close to existing Mozambican infrastructure, looking to sell electricity onto the South African, Mozambican and Southern African power pool grids. Our project is using a wholly owned coal resource, about 4.5 billion tonnes of coal, and we are looking at a phased development of a power plant project starting at 300 megawatts, expanding up to 1800 megawatts.
How did the company evolve from being a coal explorer to a power developer?
Ncondezi was originally a coal export thermal coal operation. We have transitioned into an energy player simply by virtue of the fact that energy was always a part of our strategy. Mozambique is a major energy player in the region. A lot of the rail and port infrastructure that has been required for the export of this coal was largely driven off the back of the major developments of coking coal mines of Rio Tinto, Vale, Anglo-American. And really with the slowdown in the development of those projects, we've seen a slowdown in the development of the rail and port infrastructure, which has really turned the company's focus towards power, whilst rail and port infrastructure is still being developed.
What's the current power market like in Mozambique and South Africa?
Well, the situation is actually a very exciting situation for us in that power is key to growth in the Southern African region. If Southern Africa is to maintain GDP growth rates north of 5% per year, they need this new generation to provide the growth, given that currently the entire region is in power supply deficit. And we're looking at the moment, in terms of the Southern African power pool, that's South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, the greater Southern African area. We're looking at demand deficit effectively for the next 20 years, unless new generation capacity starts today.
What are the salient points of your power project?
Well, Ncondezi is focused on building a business for investors that delivers stable and predictable cash flow. We're looking at a 300 megawatt power station, which is looking at meeting existing transmission capacity and existing electricity demand, looking at phasing the development of that project as and when additional power infrastructure and demand or rail and port infrastructure become available. The project is ideally located to access both Mozambique and Southern African power demand, and we have a captive coal source that's able to supply not only the 300 megawatt power station but also a much larger power plant project.
So what do you expect the company to achieve, say, within the next 12 to 15 months?
Well, to date we've achieved quite a bit. We've finished all the key technical studies that are required both on the mine and the power plant that confirm that there is an economic project there. The next steps over the next 12-15 months are really going to be completing the key commercial agreements for the power plant. The first of which will be the announcement of signing of the Power Framework Agreement with the Department of Energy of Mozambique, which effectively gives us government endorsement of the project and allows us to initiate these key commercial agreement discussions.
What are the key messages you'd like to convey to any potential investors?
Well, Ncondezi offers investors the opportunity to play the Southern African growth story, in that energy is a main proxy for growth in the region. Mozambique is a key player in the region in that it is one of the major, it's the second largest producer of energy in the region. Ncondezi is looking at developing a business that would deliver investors stable, predictable revenues, as well as the fact that unlike a traditional utility, there's also growth potential. We have a captive coal resource that's capable of supporting not just a 300 megawatt power station, but a much larger power station. So it sort of makes us very unique in the energy space. And we've also got the management team with the expertise, skill set to deliver this project.
Thank you very much indeed, Hanno Pengilly, Chief Development Officer of Ncondezi.
Thank you.